Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to another session of Too Hard to Swallow the podcast. The truth is, we in this thing, this Mo, aka the Magnificent, aka Black Royalty, man. We here. Got my main man KG here in the building.
What's up,
You know what I'm
fam?
saying? We come to do what we do. Tell them about you.
Hey, what's going on the WWW? This your boy. Yeah, the World Wide Web. This your boy KG, the Grizzly Silverback, coming at you once again in your ear hole. Today we got a lot. We got a hot one today, man. I know a lot of people out there in the WWW gonna want to get in on this. So if you haven't already, like, comment, and share on our page. Share. We talking about what do you bring to the table. We're gonna talk about the females first, then we're gonna get on the male. What you think? We ought to make that a whole show next time, huh? The males, just talk about the females today.
Man,
What you think?
To talk about the males, we're gonna have to talk about the females. So I think we're gonna have to run them together, bro.
Okay.
So it's gonna be hard to just talk about one side of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because this goes both ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My notes.
The boy pulled his notes out of his pocket. What you know? For real. Say, before we get started, bro, I want to, it was a breaking news today that U.S. District Attorney will not seek charges against the death of Shanquella Robinson because due to the lack of evidence. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure how to equate that or how to make that go, but that's what they said. They're not going to seek charges due to lack of evidence.
I think a lot of people can really understand it because they show so many of these television cop shows, that everybody can probably feel like they can solve a case themselves. You yourself like that one show, How to Get Away with Murder.
Hey, boy, I be watching it.
Yeah.
I know why they got off.
Yeah.
No. Really.
But I'm pretty sure it had a lot to do with how, the Mexican authorities collected the evidence, and then, they got the thing called chain of command and all that stuff.
And when you think about it, what evidence they have other than a video, and they listed the injuries that they found, on the body, and maybe the video that they saw wasn't consistent with the injuries that caused the death, which,
Well, I'm gonna say this: what do you expect from the same people that suffocated Dr. Martin Luther King when he went to the hospital? So at the end of the day, I don't expect no less of my enemy. So, of course they're not going to invest in finding out. But had that been Becky, they would have sent the whole military down there.
Like that boy that killed a girl in Aruba.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They followed him out the country and caught his ass, boy.
So at the end of the day, we all know that, they came up with this slogan, Black Lives Matter. You shouldn't have to say that. And I've heard people say all lives matter. And that's true.
All lives matter.
But you shouldn't have to tell people that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's ridiculous. But it is what it is, and shout out to her family, may God be with them. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, just like the name of our show, Too Hard to Swallow. Like, comment, share our page. Your boy rocking a polo jumpsuit with the Adidas t-shirt.
Adidas.
You know what I'm saying? And the alumni hat, with the Cartier shades on. But anyway,
I'm basic true religion.
Already.
That's what I usually do, though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to rock it.
You know what I'm talking about?
You hear me?
So we talking about what do you bring to the table? And this goes for boys and girls. I know, and I was discussing this with you before, like, people start dating at different ages in their lives. Like, when you first start out dating, like, as a young adult, the world is your oyster. You know what I'm saying? The sky's the limit. The expectations are through the roof. But realistically, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want Adonis, you know what I'm saying, with the six-pack ab and, and $1 billion in the bank account and 12 feet hanging between, 12 inches.
Oh, boy. I've been in the gym too, dog. So I'm trying
there you go.
I'm trying to get my table together. You hear me?
There you go.
For real.
So you trying to get the
watch? Yeah. 3 days this week. My legs hurting now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But and no more liquor this week. I'm drinking Gatorade.
Say, be careful with that. There's a lot of sodium in that Gatorade.
Hell.
You know, for real. You need to be drinking that coconut water, for real. That's some real good stuff.
And peanut butter.
Peanut butter good if you're trying to gain weight, though. That's
I
if
ain't
you're
trying to
if you ain't trying to gain weight, you don't want to miss that peanut butter. But
I've been broke to take it.
For real. I need to get down for real though. But so we're gonna talk about the ladies. And the first thing, I spoke to a couple ladies, and I know that's not a healthy sampling of the women population globally, but I just wanted to get a couple people's opinion that I valued, and from a few women that I did speak to, a lot of women say when they vetting a guy when they first meet him, and again we got to talk, you got to keep in mind the age category, because a 25-year-old dating versus a 45-year-old is going to be different expectations, absolutely. But we're just going to talk about the 35-year-old. So a 35-year-old woman that's out there in the dating pool, what's the first thing you think she's looking for? Stability, yeah.
At 35.
Yeah, you got to have your own.
My main man, she out that window if she's still single at 35.
Well,
what I'm saying?
I mean, pretty much, probably got a couple of shorties, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, a couple of sex trophies from previous relationships. But yeah, that's gonna probably be a part of, so still going through the parenting.
Just for clarification, sex trophies are children.
Oh,
for everybody that didn't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the award you get for
for performing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Recklessly.
I had to translate for my main man, you know what I'm saying?
With no safety net, that's what happened.
Because I talk to him every day, so I know what he's talking about. WWW might not have followed.
Yeah.
Sex trophies, sex prizes, you know what I'm saying? Or them shorties. So, and, when they get out there at 35, a couple of kids, and they sit down at that table.
It's different because, of course, you got little people depending on you, but we're talking about just the heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman. And, not into the alphabet. We know it can go off in a lot of different directions, but we're talking about a heterosexual relationship between a traditional man and a traditional woman, where a child can be born. So, from that perspective, what is that a woman that's looking for someone to have a child with? What would she be looking for in that person that she wants to bear his child? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I'm, at stability and, listing the things that are considered being stable or keeping a job, not having a bunch of kids, a bunch of sex trophies. You hear me?
Right. And that's a whole nother talk show. We're going to get on that one day. Because, but, a lot of the things you said was on the list that the women had. Honesty was on the list. They want a man that's going to be honest. They want a man that's going to have a plan. And women say that, but I don't think women really understand what, when a man has a plan, it usually involves him executing the plan. Being a point on the plan.
Right. I was gonna say you can't have a plan if you're not gonna execute. I mean, you can, but he's leading with the plan. If you're not following,
it causes conflict.
It's gonna cause a problem.
Yeah. So that leads back to, one of our other talk shows we had, conflict resolution, plus the love languages, because they said that's important. Being able to communicate effectively with this person, and showing how you love them and showing them that you receive their love. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to love on a person, but never get anything back. So I think that's really important. What else did they talk about? They did talk about the wee-wee. You know what I'm saying? The wee-wee got to be good. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get hit with the wee-wee,
Hit them with the wee-wee.
That's a deal breaker.
So what you bring to the table is not necessarily monetarily.
Well, I think when you say stability,
stability incorporates a whole bunch of things.
That don't mean you have to be in a Bentley. You know what I'm saying? You could be pushing a Hyundai or a Toyota. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're able to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, everybody want to do it in style, but we all ain't able. You hear me?
Right.
So stability don't mean that you got to be driving, Aston Martin or McLaren. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because you can be in a Toyota, little Toyota, and be stable. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think that's why a lot of people miss the big picture because they looking for a certain image. You feel me? They want to be seen with the Will Smiths and the Martin Lawrence, the bad boys.
Social media.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really what it is.
So Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Exactly.
It's that basketball wife.
You know what? We're gonna have to talk about that. We might have to come up with our own show, the Hood Rats of the Hood.
My mama told me I wasn't from the hood, bro.
I mean, that don't mean we don't know them when we see them, though. You know what I'm saying?
I know some hood. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So the way I was looking at it was
easy on the eyes.
To the table, easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta have conversation, gotta be on point, i.e., what they talking about, if they talking about family, what their belief system are. I think that's really important. You believing in Allah and they believing in Jesus, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they can't work, but that's definitely gonna be a lot of conflict in that household. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
You gotta be on point about that. Another thing was the education. I mean, I think this is important because, like, for me personally, I at least want her to be able to read books.
Read books.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on,
Why
man.
read a book when you can buy the digital copy?
But that's my whole thing, though. You miss, it's the devil is in the details. The books are more, explicit in the vernacular, in the conversation, in the ability to be able to. I think it's important to teach people how to communicate. A lot of people know what they want to say, but they don't know how to say it.
Fumble.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
I think that, education is definitely important. And last but not least, I guess this kind of goes into with having a plan is having goals. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people really just don't know what, they just wake up and just do whatever day to day, with no purpose in life, just trying to be trying to be lit or trying to be woke or trying to be seen or whatever. But this is what I gathered from the ladies that I spoke to about the topic. And, of course, men are looking for things too. And we're going to touch bases on that, but we want to give you guys an opportunity to get involved in the conversation and to tell us,
right,
what you think about, what's necessary in a heterosexual relationship to make it stick, to make it work. What are some components that you look for in your significant other? Let us know. We are Too Hard to Swallow Network on Be Humble Style.
Right. And the number?
Yeah. So
it's coming up.
Bald Head Truth, she shouting out to us from out there in La La Land. She wants she wanted to iterate that it's also very important how you were raised. I agree with that, in the sense that, who raised you, used to be a popular saying a few years ago. And I think that's significant because, when we were growing up, the whole neighborhood could tell you what to do. If they were an adult, they could tell you what to do. Nowadays, you got to have your pistol in your hand to talk to your kids.
Right, right.
It's like you taking a chance with your life, and you better not disagree with them on nothing. You got to be ready to fight for your life, so to speak, or kill one or the other. And that's sad that, that we've allowed these children to basically, criminalize, us for loving them and, not loving them the way that they want to be loved. And, and that's important, but, people in your life because they want to be, nobody has to do anything.
We got a caller, my brother.
Okay, we got a caller. We're going to take this call and we're going to see, what's on their mind.
Too Hard to Swallow. Hey, how you doing?
Who's calling?
Great topic.
Whatever is offering chill, whatever, and that everybody got that giveaway.
We take coupons.
When you are talking about trying to establish a relationship with somebody, you have to actually sit down know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I need somebody that's a leader, somebody that will teach me how to step up if something happens to you and I have to jump in and, take over. Also, that's a characteristic that I should bring to the table. I should be able to step in and manage things if something ever happens to you or, I need to, just step in. But I feel like I said, it's very important on how you are raised, your background, and I've always been told by a very wise person that if you want to see who it is that you're dating, you have to look at who they admire because the
True.
person that they admire, they carry the kind of characteristics of them as well.
So caller, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, since you ain't bringing no coupons.
You talking about what he bringing? What are you bringing to the table? What can he count on you for?
Well, see, I am at the point in my life. I'm myself at 46 years old, and I want a man in my life. I don't need a man in my life right now. I'm self-sufficient. I am a hard-working person. I am a person that I'm very spiritual. I am. I know some things that I'm gonna have to take it out because I'm very opinionated and my mouth is kind of sweet. So I have to I gotta stop being that way if I want to be with somebody. But I'm hardworking. I bring social consciousness into, I know what's going on in the world, and to know what's going on in the world affects your household. So I feel like I bring intelligence and things like that. But however, I just, like I said, I don't need a man. I want someone in my life because, one of the things that going through the pandemic and COVID has taught me that people are not meant to live alone. Like, you need someone to have a partnership with to go at life with, So I bring, I feel like I can balance someone out. And at this age, I know that it's not all about sex. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to let y'all go. A show that I'm watching right now is called Love is Blind, and it has people that are dating through a wall, and they are dating without seeing one another.
Glory hole?
No, I'm sorry.
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're dating without seeing each other. They're dating through a wall, and they are getting to know the inner workings of the person and not relying on physical aspects. And for me watching this show, I see that it's really, really hard that they'll fall in love with these people from the inner self, but then when they get out where it's like all the people meet up and you're able to physically see the people, they choose somebody else. And they ain't have nothing in common with these other people, but they're attracted to them. So
Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's like, I mean,
it's kind of like Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
Right, but
that's wild.
For me, I feel like I'm not at childbearing age. I'm not at childbearing age anymore. So I don't want looks and appearance to be my first thing that draws me to a person. I need to know how they think, how they operate, how they conduct themselves. Are they trustworthy? Are they honest?
Do they respect their mama?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. But you know what? I'm gonna say this.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
In this day and age,
So what you saying is
the way they used to be. They the same way all mothers ain't used to be. You got mothers that's really jacked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I'm really talking about the relationship though. You know what I'm saying? Mama can still be jacked up, and you still have a relationship with her that's workable.
Yeah. Thank you for the comment, caller.
Yeah, I think this was a really great choice, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Too hard to swallow.
Like, comment, and share on our page. This is not just. This is for all of us. We all go through things, and we all want better understanding of what's going on. The truth of it is a lot of people don't spend time enough with themselves. A lot of people don't even like themselves, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying?
And how they gonna like you?
Yeah, I mean, so to me, people that change a lot, wishy-washy, you know, one way they this and the next day they that, you know, the inconsistency, you know, it really makes it kind of hard to, you know, judge a person when there's lack of character. You know what I'm saying? There's no personality there, you know. So I think if we take time to self-reflect, we make ourselves better individuals, better human beings, and better friends. Because a lot of times, you know, especially in the heterosexual, you know, get off into a physical relationship, and then we neglect the spiritual and the mental part of that relationship. You know, we kicking on all cylinders on the physical. You know what I'm saying? The little man and the man in the middle of the boat, all that, everything popping. You feel me? But there's no mental capacity to entertain each other or keep each other mentally occupied. You know, there's no conversation because you don't have nothing to talk about.
I mean, is it a balance there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a balance, you know, because you have people out there, they get together, and I wrote this down. I say, somebody come to the table to eat.
Yeah.
Somebody came to the table to feed. If you find somebody, both of y'all come to eat and feed somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a two-way street. We giving back and forth. Because me, I have a mean hustle, bro. And every time I see something, I see how I can make some money out of it.
Right.
And if you don't have the mentality, it kind of throws me off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you're sitting around complaining about I ain't got this, I ain't got that. But what have you done to flip your dollar?
Yeah, be a go-getter.
You know, yeah, a go-getter. You know what I'm saying? Sitting back talking about it, ain't gonna get that money. You know what I'm saying? So what you coming to the table with is a coupon. Hey, I don't need no more coupons.
Right. I mean, you know, I think a lot of it has to do with, you know, like you said, you got a mean hustle, and you know, and no disrespect to the women of the night, and that's how they get their coupons. You know, that's how they get their bread and meat. But you know, everybody seem like, you know, everybody's selling sex. You know what I'm saying? And it's
that's where it's at now.
Yeah, you know, and it's like
it's making the most money too.
You know,
OnlyFans. Shout out to OnlyFans.
I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it takes, you know what I'm saying. But you know, hey,
I ain't spent $1 on OnlyFans.
To each his own. I mean, you know, my thing is this: that you know, at some point, you know, they gonna want to get off stage and they gonna want somebody to take them seriously, and everybody don't see your juju, and you know, nobody trying. I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean,
she retired though.
It don't matter, man. I mean, it's just like a you know, a retired streetwalker. I mean, she a good woman. She got a good heart, but you know, the whole neighborhood don't lay it up in her. You want her?
I ain't say I want her.
But that's my point. You know what I'm saying? Women have to protect their value. And the more, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, just like we were talking about, you know, the men, and there's a lot of women out there too that have way too many kids.
Way too many. You come to the table, what you bring to the table is some bills.
You know what I'm saying?
Some bills that
some baby daddies and some baby mamas.
What'd you say? Some trophies that some other cat made.
You got a cabinet, you know?
Yeah. You got a shelf. Yeah. You got a trophy shelf full of trophies.
Yana Van Zandt was doing a talk show. She was talking to some young dude. This dude had 26 babies and 17 baby mamas. One dude. And you know, of course he was on TV. I know he was just proud of himself. He don't lay pipe to all the women. But my thought was, whoever that, come on, at some point, ladies, I mean, you got to do your just investigation. I mean, you know, really, all y'all want, you know, and I know there's just one guy, you know, but at the end of the day, I mean, he wasn't able to take care of any of those kids. Handsome dude, you know what I'm saying? Pretty sure he took some lovely pictures, you know what I'm saying? But that's all you got out of that, and a beautiful child that now you have to lean on your family and the state to help you take care of, you know what I'm saying? Because he working, I think he said he was making like $12 or $7.50. Let me go.
Right.
$7.50 an hour. You know what I'm saying? What can he do with that? You know? But he was a handsome dude making $7.50.
Trying to drop them babies.
He was dropping it. He was dropping it knee deep in them.
We have another caller with an opinion.
Okay. We'll take this call right quick.
Thank you for calling Too Hard to Swallow.
Hello, this is Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. How you doing today?
Good. How are y'all?
We are good. What's your comment, ma'am? How you feeling today? Tell us about it.
I'm feeling good.
Straight out of H-Town. Look like. Go ahead.
Straight out of H-Town, baby.
correct. That's correct.
Okay, so I have a situation and a question.
Okay.
All right, so I've been dating for almost 3 years,
Gotcha.
and he has 3 grown, real grown
Grown trophies.
children,
Okay.
like 30,
30. Okay.
26, and 23.
Gotcha.
What's your
He
question?
was married for 23 years, and he got divorced about maybe 2 or 3 years before I met him.
I thought you would say 2 years. Go ahead.
All right. No, before I met him.
Right. I got you.
All right. So it's been almost 3 years now that we've been dating, and 2 of his children do not have no interest in meeting me.
Still?
I mean, is
Go
that at this point? Is that why is that even relevant? They grown.
Right.
Well, for me as a woman, and that's why this is a tell you situation and give me your opinion on this whole about bringing something to the table. I am almost 50 years old. I'm divorced, but I'm not looking to be a forever girlfriend.
Okay. Next level.
So do I cut it off? Because I don't want to marry a man that I'm all about family. I'm very close to my children.
Them kids are grown.
Yeah.
Close to my children.
Like they say, fuck them kids.
Right.
But okay, I heard what you said, but that's like the extension of his arm.
I get that, but
it's true. But
how am I gonna be married to somebody that they're not? I can't say they're not welcome in my home, but they have no interest. And so how are we gonna build a house together, a family? He is a part of my children and my whole entire family, but the extension of him that he is very close to has no interest. How do you do that?
You're not marrying the children.
Yeah.
You marrying a man. So at some point they gonna have to get over it and come around. You know, I'm assuming it's the younger kids. I'm hoping it's the younger kids. You know, because they still feeling that way. It's the older two. Oh, what you say, dog?
Yeah, fuck them kids.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, and I understand what you're saying. You're compassionate. You want to be a family, but that doesn't always work. Yeah. I know a lady that married an older gentleman, and she was the same age as this man's daughter, and the daughter didn't accept her. But it had to come around. You know what I mean? So at some point, they're going to be like, well, forget it. They're either not going to come or so. Is your happiness worth these grown kids not talking to you? I mean, that's not enough for me because they grown. If they were babies, they hate you.
Are you being honest that this is how they feel about a total stranger?
But at 30, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Well, like right now, she just had this past Sunday. She just had her first child's birthday party. Of course, he was there, and of course, we do everything together.
And you weren't able to make it, right?
No, I can make it.
Okay.
I'm not a part of it. That's what I'm saying.
So, is their mom dating or seeing anybody or involved in anybody?
Supposedly.
So I mean,
I don't know.
The only thing there is sit down with this dude and see, you know, like you just brought up the mama dating. Why can't daddy date? You accept mama's boyfriend. Why can't you accept daddy's girlfriend or wife? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you 30 years old. You too old to be acting like this. Grow up.
I mean,
that's all I can say.
You know, and if this relationship
and after that, fuck them kids.
Yeah, if the relationship with their dad is that important to you, I say, push through it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you know what I'm saying, you don't wake up with those kids, you don't lay down with those kids, you're not making a life with those kids, and I respect the fact that you want to, honor and respect that part of his life, but they're not respecting you. So, at this point, you either sacrifice yourself or move on.
Tell him, get them kids together, or I'm leaving.
That is where I'm at with what he just said. That's y'all saying, but I'm looking at, I guess, a 10,000-foot view. I know how, like my children, none of them know that this is how his children feel about me. I think they would be like, oh, no.
Mom, you need to leave him now.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, they have welcomed him, open arms, everybody. And it's like, we have full access except this piece. And it's like, when I talk to you, you call me in your car. But any other time, it's all the time, we're together, whatever. Your whole family knows about me, except your children have no interest. And they have voiced it to him. And it's like, you're tearing him up. And I care about him. So I don't like that.
Well, you can't save everybody. Take your cape off. You can't save everybody. I mean, he got to love you as much as you love him. I mean, that's just my humble opinion. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, you building a relationship with him. I mean, and you know, everybody have hurt feelings. I mean, and it sounds like that wound is too deep for you to try to heal it.
And how does he feel about it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
He go in the car and talk to him.
That's all he do is like.
He won't talk to him in front of the kids.
He'll talk to me if his children around. He'll go in the car and talk to me, or go outside if they come over to his apartment or something.
Well, I mean, he needs some more control on them grown ass kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell my kids to suck it up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Move away from him.
Find your new man, girl. Somebody else gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Just like that. I mean, and when you leave, if he's good with it, if he good with it, I mean, it's a shame that a 30-year-old child and another grown child will be a deal breaker for a relationship that you like.
No, I think
that's a deal breaker, bro. She's saying that she can't do it.
She's really upset with the way he handled it. Like, you know,
so it's him.
Instead of him standing up for her.
It actually is very embarrassing.
Yeah.
To feel like I'm invested.
She comes second to his kids.
To the table. I have been a support system. I have helped.
That's a good one, though.
What's that?
There's that.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is you feel like your love is being challenged by his love for his kids, right?
Yes, and
that's a good one.
His words is, "I'm not going to put anybody before my kids."
Well, you need to go.
Yeah.
You need to step, sister.
On some 30-year-old kids.
Yeah, you need to step. I mean, because at the end of the day, it sounds like they got a lot of ancestral pain going on, like some Hatfield McCoy type shit. You know what I'm saying? And you came in on the ass end, and you're going to end up ass out. You're going to end up ass out. So you might need to go in and count your blessings and pack up your little pride and go on and mosey along. I understand the age thing, but it's somebody out there.
And just like that scenario I told you about, this lady was 45 and husband was like 65, and that husband cut that child off at 40 something. That child was 40 something. He cut that child off, and guess what? She came back around. You know what I'm saying? You got to put your foot down. That's what my uncle say. Put your foot down. You know what I'm saying? And stand for something. My friend Rafael say, what do you require? She say, JB, you be in these relationships, but you don't require nothing. What do you require? What are your requirements? You know what I mean? And one of those requirements is you get your kids together.
Do you know
and show me some respect.
Does she know his love language?
He says, do you know his love language?
Yeah. It's time. It's
time. Quality time.
Quality time.
All of my time. Yeah.
So what's your love language?
Time.
Yours is time too?
Y'all on the same thing.
Time to touch. Well, if he's giving you what you need and you giving him what he needs, why is it so important that you put yourself in a position with the kids? Because you giving him something his kids can't give him.
Yeah, that's how I feel about, the Bible says the order how it's supposed to be, and I know that. But if somebody else is not,
Yeah, but y'all not married yet, right?
No, we're not. But that's why I said, looking at things from a 10,000-foot view, I know that if the tables were turned and I was feeling this way that he is in regards to my children, there would be no peace in my home, because your children should be able to come home at any time for any reason, and it's a safe space.
Right.
And to feel like anybody has to walk on shelves or have to have, someone is feeling some type of way because you know how I feel about this person, or that person knows how you feel about them. I can't. I don't move in that space comfortably.
Yeah.
And we have a comment to say. I think that's something that needs to be talked with
his children about it.
Talking with his children about
yeah,
it.
I mean,
it's a conversation.
At the end of the day, I mean, I'm like this. I was brought up at 18. You on your own. You know what I'm saying? I understand as humans, we like to cultivate our relationship with our offsprings and our ancestors, but it's not your responsibility to be a parent. That be a friend to your grown children, but you don't have to parent them as adults. I mean, just like you said, you 50 years old, and I understand and respect that if your parents are still alive, you honor what they say, but that don't mean you have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, just tell the man how you feel, and if he don't respond to you in the way that your heart tell you that he should respond, then you just got to pick up your face and move on.
And this is true. Jackie says, I think the fact that he said he is not putting anyone in front of his adult children is a huge problem. That's a red flag. Because why do you have to choose and can't be around as family? Not at this age. You don't have to be the best of friends, but the children. But they should at least respect his relationship. And that's what I'm saying. At 30 years old, me and my kids can have an adult conversation. Look, you're gonna have to bag up, and you don't have to like her, but you're gonna respect. You know what I'm saying? So
let's start with him though.
Right. My kids. Yeah, his kids.
He going outside talking to her.
Does he have respect? Do they have respect for him? Do they?
I don't know.
In my opinion, I think they do.
Well, they would listen to what he said, so it's part of him. It's him. It's him then.
No. I think that they have respect for him, but I feel like the lines get blurred depending on, situation. Right. And his mom has even expressed to me that she has said, you guys are having conditional love with your dad, and it's not fair to him. Right. He has somebody that's in his corner that support him and love him, and what y'all are doing is not fair to him.
Destabilizing it, yeah.
Yeah, that's like, other people are getting involved in what they see on the outside looking in. It's just like, okay, it's not just me. I get it.
Right. Well, in a traditional relationship, the woman's supposed to be a reflection of her man. So if you don't like the image that he's showing you, my advice would be talk to him. Heart to heart. When everything is good, y'all just chilling and there's no problem. Just communicate, your hurt. And if he doesn't handle it the way you think he should, you're an adult. You know what you got to do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that definitely gave some perspective on my situation. I appreciate it.
Tell the you bringing a lot to the table. You need to man up.
Yeah, I mean,
He knows that. He said it before. He said, if anything, it's me, it's not her. And I'm like, I know that, but that doesn't make the situation better.
Does he show you appreciation?
Let me go on by my business.
Does he show you appreciation?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's only one issue.
It's only one issue.
Man, that's sad.
That's the 80-20 rule.
His children are like his world.
Right.
So, I don't.
Well, good luck with that.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Appreciate you calling.
Yeah.
Keep watching. Share, like and share.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay,
yeah, that was a tough one, man. I mean, but she brought up the one about the kids, and I think, like I said, you got different levels of this dating thing going on. So we're talking about a 35-year-old, of course, most 35-year-olds have children, from previous relationships. And, and a lot of people are sensitive about their kids, now it's like the mantra, me and my kids a package deal. Yeah, we understand that. But at the same time, though, you didn't procreate for those kids by yourself. Where that other person at? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not here to replace nobody. I'm here to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to take nobody's place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, because I don't want to own or claim ownership to a trophy that I didn't fight for. You know what I'm saying?
Is it a first place trophy?
Yeah, that's first place. You know what I'm saying? That's first place. I mean, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we all use each other in relationships. I remember hearing a wise person once say, two smart people can't be in a relationship together. And I think a lot of that has to do with society today. Everybody think they super smart because they got these damn iPhones and Androids. You know what I'm saying? Think they know everything because they can Google it, and Siri and Google and Alexa got everybody on.
You the one that told me we can find out how many people live on Mars from.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I think that's an overindulgence of information and make people cocky. You know what I'm saying? And so like like the young lady was saying, she don't need a man. Yes, you do. We need each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because without each other, the world ceases to exist. That's what this show is all about. We all bring something to the table.
So I was talking on my way from working out. I called my boy Trey, man, and I was telling Trey what the topic of the show was, and Trey off the top say, "Man, that's serious, bro." He say, "Cause a man will date a woman that makes $50,000. That's what she bringing to the table. Other things other than this $50K.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She might have a mean hustle on the side, do this. She cooks, she clean, Yeah, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But a man that make 50 and a woman make 100, his chances are slim nowadays.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's by design.
What you bringing to the table?
What you bringing to the
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's what I think when I'm talking about bringing to the table. Not necessarily money, but what else besides the money? The money is probably where the table starts.
Well, let's start off. Yeah, let's start off with the topics. I mean, because again, the title of the show is "What You Bring to the Table." Now, I had shout out to Miss Keisha, my player partner.
Kim Folk.
She said that she was surprised, and I found that very interesting because
don't even go there. Go ahead, bro.
I'm not gonna go there.
No, you good. It just made me think of something.
Yeah, I mean, but when she said she was surprised, and I got to thinking, I'm like, what does she mean by that? And she broke it down the way she felt about it.
Yeah.
But in my context, I'm thinking, people read the Bible, and there are a lot of great stories in the Bible. Not to say that they're true stories, but they're good stories. And I said that to say that, the Bible talks about a lot of the discrepancies of women. Like a lot of people like to harp on the idea that Eve is the reason why we have it so tough.
They go there first.
Yeah, but then they don't talk about how Adam was lacking. You know what I'm saying? Right. Letting her run amok. You know what I'm saying? Just doing her own thing. Yeah, he didn't take charge of his
He wasn't a leader.
Exactly.
He wasn't leading.
He didn't take charge of his
She took him right down the road.
She did what she's supposed to. She ran it,
Just
she
like
ran
that.
him, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what happened. We as men, we want to love on you ladies for real, but y'all make it hard for real. I mean, because, the things that a lot of women do to their men, if another man did that as far as trying them, that's a fight, fist fight, off the top. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly,
most men like myself and my player partners, we don't put our hands on women. But there's a lot of young men out there that think quite the opposite.
I will defend myself.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I'm gonna put them folks in your life. I'm like Charleston White. I'm calling them people on you. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So that's my player homeboy. Shout out to Charleston. You know what I'm saying?
Charleston White.
Yeah, I'm calling them people. I'm putting the people in your life. I'm gonna give you something to read.
Calling them folks.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So but at the end of the day, it shouldn't have to come to that because, like Moneybag Yo say, you're supposed to be a reflection of me, baby. You know what I'm saying? Keep it a band. You're supposed to what I'm doing, you're supposed to do. If I look bad, you're supposed to look bad because you my woman. I mean, it is what it is. If I look good, you look good because you my woman. If I'm shining, you shining. But it shouldn't be, you don't ever hear, oh, that's how men. You hardly ever hear that. Most of the time when you talk about relationship, it's his name and her. Right. You know what I'm saying? You hardly ever hear her name and him. You hear, when a woman and man gets married, that's why she take his last name. She's supposed to be a continuation of whatever his family dream is. Let's say the family dream is to own 100,000 acres and raise sheep and goats. We have kids. Them kids supposed to come up with that same philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Everything they do is supposed to be focused on raising them sheep and goats. You know what I'm saying? But we all get off track. That's what a trust fund and all that's about. So that the proceeds and the profits and all that stuff will be there to continue that dream. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that dream is, whether it's real estate, whether it's buying banks, whatever. running the country, destroying the world, whatever the case may be. That's what your family is supposed to extend that dream, supposed to extend that idea so that you can live on forever through your kids.
All right. So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot.
What do you bring to the table?
What do I am the table. You hear me?
I keep hearing that. My cousin said that same thing. I am the table.
Hey, I got the roof that go over the table. I got the hardwood floors up under the table. The refrigerator to keep the drinks cool on the table.
On the table. Right on.
The stove to warm up the food.
Stable job.
Well, okay, let's speak on that. Okay. What do I bring to the table? Reciprocity, intelligence, intellectual awareness. That's why I say she got to be able to read books, man.
She got to be able to decipher what you be saying.
Yeah,
that might be found in a book.
I'm a sapiosexual. I like intelligent people. I love women that wear glasses. I like librarians. People that read, that open
Not
books.
A librarian.
Yeah, I mean,
with
I like
the glasses
on.
Yeah, you school teacher, librarian type.
I like the type. You know what I'm saying? I have my type, but yeah, I like intelligent women, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, dumb women are fun, but I prefer to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dumb women, they for the streets.
I don't have to have no high level conversation now. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if people be surprised when they talk to me.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on the situation. I mean, like I said, if it's just for recreation, intelligence
recreation.
Intelligence
not a requirement.
It's not important. But if I'm talking about, I'm gonna talk to you later, I'm gonna call you later, or I'm gonna see you later, we gotta have something to talk. Don't just call my phone, holding the phone, breathing into my ear, because I ain't trying to read.
Let's be engaging if we on this phone.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Instead of sitting on the phone, just sitting there,
so that you can monitor my position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You clocking me. You know what I'm saying? I got him on the phone.
Freaky librarian.
Yeah,
that's what I said. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, know what I'm saying.
You want? No.
Yeah, I got a type though. Yeah, real talk. So, it goes back to what you saying about the hustle though, because if you don't read, you ain't gonna never understand the game. You ain't gonna know the rules. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people
necessarily.
I mean, you learn it through.
I mean, you can peep and watch and listen and learn what you need to.
That take too long. That's just like you get a desk that come in a box and you got all the screws and the pieces, and you looking at the picture, trying to put it together, looking at the picture. Then you think you got it together. As soon as you put something on it, it collapses. You know what I'm saying? Because you left out one screw. And it's like that.
Well, I hate reading instructions, my
I know, but ain't no shortcut.
But I'm gonna do it if it's 92 pieces. I'm gonna do it. But I'm just gonna throw it together.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And that's kind of what it is. So when you find somebody and you want to come to the table, make sure you want to, that y'all have like interests. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all like the same food.
When you want to sit across the table from me, I just need you to keep it 1,000.
I mean, because at the end of the day,
I just don't need to in my mind, because my mind is always working. When I'm at this table, I need to know that you focused, and I ain't got to worry about you hiding the football.
How does she let you know that she's focused?
I mean, I can tell. I can tell. Dumb women fun.
Yeah.
What's it? Dumb women fun.
I
mean, because the way I work, my mind is always working. I'm 3 steps ahead of it all the time. I do. You know what I'm saying? And my mind is always working. You know what I'm saying? And with an intelligent woman, we jockeying for position at all times, but it's not any deceit. You know what I'm saying? We keeping 100.
Keeping everybody on their toes.
Keeping it a band.
It's an interesting book.
Another book.
I love books.
Tell me about it.
1001 Arabian Nights. I don't know if you ever heard about it.
You told me I need to read it.
Yeah, it's and you still haven't read it. No,
but you give me the cliff notes.
I give you the cliff note, but again, it ain't the same because this dude was
how many pages? 1,001 pages.
It's pretty thick.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyway, this dude was a sultan of Arabia, and he got bored with his wives. You know what I'm saying? Every night after he got married, you know what I'm saying, the next morning before the sun came up,
that's the
off with her head.
That's that book. Yeah, you told me about that book. I don't have to read that one. You already told me. I can't watch a movie if I know how it ends. I can't watch a football game if I know the ending.
Yeah,
you told me how that one ended.
Yeah, I did. I mean, spoiler alert, you know what I'm saying? But it was a good book, and you know, and what she brought to the table was imagination,
Yeah.
creativity. Because, you know what I'm saying, what she did was she told them a never-ending story for 1,001 nights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And after, you know, you do the math, that's almost 3.5 years. You know what I'm saying? She told him the story, so every time the sun came up, she cut it off. You know what I'm saying?
And he had him on.
He had to wait till the next night to hear the rest of the story. So, you know, that's what real men are looking for, women with creativity, with respect, with honor. I don't even think people know what that word means anymore, honor. You know, we talk about chivalry.
Honor is deep, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just like back in the day
that's respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have that anymore. You know, people tell you one thing and mean another. You know what I'm saying? We talk about honor, you know, the deception is not a part of that. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of women upset when I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's what I do.
A little lie.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
The makeup.
That's deception.
That's deception. You know what I'm saying? The BBLs.
I mean,
that's deception. You know what I'm saying?
But
the implants.
I feel you though.
You know what I'm saying?
The makeup, the overdoing the makeup.
The contacts.
The overdoing the makeup. How about that?
I mean,
how about overdoing it? Because makeup, you know, does enhance beauty.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? It's not natural.
It's
you know what I'm saying? But it's part of society. It's what we do.
Right. That don't make it right.
And the camera, they put makeup on. Is it okay when you TV stuff?
I'm glad you said that. That's why it's
called popping today.
That's why they call it Hollywood. You know what Hollywood is?
So the Hollywood, you know, clip.
That's right. You know what Hollywood is?
Yeah.
Hollywood is the wood that the witches and the wizards use to make their little magic wands with.
You read too many books, dog.
No, get off into it, man. Yeah, that's what that is. You know what I'm saying?
And definition of Hollywood, y'all just got it right here. Too hard to swallow.
Hollywood tree. That's what they make their little magic wands out of. But yeah, Hollywood is fake as you can get, man. I mean, as a $3
That's true. They say it all the time, bro. They say it all the time.
So at the end of the day, that's a perfect example of debauchery. You know what I'm saying? $20 word.
Contacts. You said contact.
Contacts.
I mean, bringing contacts to the table.
Contacts. I'm
contacts
not talking about
and
even the contact lenses.
Let me tell you what I don't like contacts.
What?
When I can tell they That's what I can't stand them. Hey. I can tell they because sometimes you know I'll be trying to look and your eyeballs bigger than the damn contacts.
Yeah.
Take them out.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's all of that. I mean, and like I said, honesty was one of the attributes. You know, and we have to be honest with ourselves. I mean, if you got a wee-wee, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, admit that to yourself and move on.
You talking about a wee-wee? You talking about a man?
Yeah.
With a little wee-wee?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing you can do about it, you know. Bite her.
But it's something for everybody, bro.
My point.
They say,
you know what I'm saying? Use your elbow. Get off your girl. You know what I'm saying?
Get you a stick beam.
Yeah. Something make a holler. Shout out to my boy Clem. You know.
Boy. You go out to square when you see that boy.
I saw that boy over there set the barbecue out for a little bit. Yeah.
You boy can't take you nowhere. Can't take you nowhere.
Partner, though, you know what I'm saying? He has to get it. But
you know, back to the table.
Yeah.
If you it's back, it's almost like the love language conversation, my brother. Because when you at that table, if y'all not matching, you know what I'm saying? If I'm a giver, you a taker. Is that gonna last forever? You know what I'm saying? Unless you know,
relationships is about that. You got to be both of them. But
I said I'm a giver, you a taker.
But even in you being a giver and her being a taker, I mean, at some point thetable's got to.
What is she giving back?
I mean, whatever it is you seeking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it might just be companionship. It might be that skullduggery. You know what I'm saying?
That Joe Frazier, what you call it?
That mighty Joe.
People say that Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
But you know, so
it's whatever. Everything has value that you give it value. Get off into that.
We talked about that.
Get off into
that. We talked about value, and value ain't always money.
It ain't.
Value
you know
is how you you know what I'm saying?
What you consider redeemable. You know what I'm saying?
What you put value in.
It might be quality time. It might be, you know, words of niceties, words of affirmation. It might, you know what I'm saying, touch, contact, skin, sex. It might be gift giving. You know, it might be acts of kindness, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But we have to get more off into helping people find happiness before we find our own happiness. And I think we'll get closer to, what we're looking for.
Just like what I said, coming from Derek say, but what if she ain't never giving back?
Well, I mean, that's just like the young lady we just got off the phone with. I mean, if you in a relationship and you don't see nothing coming back,
but the last lady we was on the phone with, she getting it all back. She just ain't getting that respect from that child.
From those children.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything else got to be gravy for it the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So she getting that back. She just not getting that respect. And I think when she get that respect, it's gonna put her over the top to where she can go ahead and make the next step with that man. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what though? I think a lot of women find fault in that too, because it's like you can walk and meet a person and be like, "How's your day going?" And you would expect them to say everything is fine, but then most of the time when you ask a person that, the first thing they think about is what's bad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm doing this, I'm going through that. Seldom do we appreciate what's good.
Like talk about the good. Yeah, I'm having a great day.
Yeah,
I had one bad 10 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? I was first in line at the gas station, like I just got my chicken. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even it's a little thing.
That's the optimistic.
Yeah, you got to find the joy in it, and I think that's the same thing that's true in relationships. We get in a relationship and be like, well, what's wrong with him? And they looking for something to be wrong so that they can fix it. Instead of just saying, I like him like that. You know what I'm saying? He eat with his hands, you know what I'm saying? Put his elbows on his table, you know what I'm saying? Walk around with no shoes on, whatever the case may be. But, we just have to learn to appreciate what God has blessed us with or what he hasn't blessed us with. Because, I mean, things could always be a lot worse than what they are. You know what I'm saying? Just like we were talking about, some of the ladies say they don't like attractive men because they want a man that's
ugly.
Medium ugly is what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. That was what she said. She want a medium ugly dude.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what medium ugly is, but okay. You know what I'm saying? Because when I
mean, he just ain't, walking in the room, just knocking them out, with his looks.
Right. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Like Rick Ross. When I saw Rick Ross with old girl from Atlanta, I was like, God, if he's
gotta be the money.
Yeah.
You started singing Deion Sanders, didn't you?
No.
Must be the money.
You know it is, but hey man, you can't follow, gold diggers, they out there, they trying to, whoever got the bag, no matter what you look like, they just want to live a good life. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just like the women out there shaking their money maker because their granny told them they sitting on the money maker.
Sitting on it. And they somebody gotta do it.
I don't need but 15 minutes.
Boy. Hey.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing out there.
Hey, I feel like I succeeded. My daughter ain't been on the pole, boy. I done won.
Yeah, man.
I done won. I did the right thing.
Daddy, she got,
yeah, I did the right thing, bro.
I mean, you did something, so she has
my son married.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Not a whole bunch of kids all over. I
just got to get this last one out of that boy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he gonna be all right.
Yeah.
He got all them.
He's sharp, boy. He's sharp. Yeah, he's sharp.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so.
And it's just about in that moment, because we all faced with choices every day. And, it's easy to make the wrong choice because most of the time, the most fun is the wrong choice.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially on the alcohol.
Yeah, when you ain't supposed to be doing it, that's when you enjoy it the most. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you go to the party, your mama told you got to be in at 10:30, the party don't start till 11.
Shout out to Grambling State University. That's what comes to mind when you talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
So, like I said, you just have to understand what it is as an individual, male or female, what it is that you're looking for in
your requirements.
Yeah,
what are your requirements? My friend, I'm gonna say her name on here. Rafay told me, JB, what are your requirements? Because you if you in a relationship and you don't have no requirements, you letting them off easy.
I mean,
you gotta have your standards. But are you voicing them?
Right.
Because sit my fault, my toxic trait is I sit back and won't say nothing. And then when I get fed up,
enough is enough.
Hey, and then so that's something I gotta work on. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean,
I bring stability to the table.
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, well, like I said, we talked about that before about if you sharing limited information, is that telling the truth or is that same as telling a story or telling a lie? And it is what it is. I mean, and everybody
see.
Yeah, because you withholding information.
But when we was on the show, I didn't say that. But
yeah, but
I'll admit that today. It is
I mean,
it's
so
deceiving.
you know, at the end of the day, you know what it is, you know, that you need or want, and they might be both in the same thing to make your life an improvement. You know what I'm saying? Because life is good. You know, it can always be better. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it can be worse too. So, you know, we have to, like I said a moment ago, we have to appreciate the good things. So, knowing what's good in your life, what else can you add to your life to make it a little better? That's basically what it is.
The pros and the cons.
The spices, yeah.
When the pros and the cons, and the pros outweigh the cons, you gotta figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, because companionship, I think, would be number one on my list, you know. And what I mean by that, you know, a lot of people don't know what a good companion is, you know, and it's really important because, you know, a lot of time when we try to impose ourselves on other people, we really lose ourselves. You know what I mean by that? You know, because, you know, we want them to act a certain way, but we don't know why we want them to act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And then we know they want us to act a certain way, but we don't know why we don't want to act the way that they want us to act. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we rebelling just to be rebelling. You know what I'm saying? Being antagonistic. So, you know, be honest with yourself, you know, and know what it is, you know, like you say, that you bring to the table.
And be able to identify what you bring to the table.
Yeah. Learn how to listen.
What are your attributes? What do you have going?
Yeah.
You know, like you know, I brought up the money aspect, but it's not all about the money.
Yeah.
It's about, you know, your attitude. You can be in between jobs, you know what I'm saying? But if your attitude is right and your hustle strong, you know, they see the potential in you, and they'll make something work, and then, you know, you build that. But if you sit back and just talk about what you're gonna do and don't do it, that might not last.
That's discouraging as hell.
That's discouraging.
I hate to repeat myself. You know, I mean, I do. Lord knows I do. But you know, sometimes, you know, I find myself biting my tongue because I want to give a person an opportunity to make it better. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're not on my clock, you know what I'm saying? They're not on, we're not on the same frequency or whatever the case may be. You know, maybe they didn't understand the way I said it. You know, so you give them the benefit of the doubt to try to, you know, correct their wrongs. But yeah, you know, so again, I digress. You know, the book, we have you know, fruits of the Holy Spirit to keep us in line and keep us happy. You know, you got love, you got patience, you got joy, you got forgiveness, gentleness, long suffering, and something else. You know, and if you use all of those things I just named in any given situation, you should come out okay.
Shout out to King Beck. What's good, homie? I saw your post. We appreciate everybody. We're out in, bro. We appreciate everybody for joining the podcast. Come in. We appreciate you liking and sharing. Hey, we did this show with no commercial. That means we was flowing the whole time, baby. You know what I'm saying? Nothing stagnant about this show here. Too Hard to Swallow, straight from Dallas, Texas. Muscle Up Car Club in the building. Mo, the Magnificent. And my main man.
This your boy KG, the Grizzly Silverback. Next time, baby.
Holla. Too Hard to Swallow.